Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy All Time Digital. Thank you for tuning into the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on a 2D character, which you can basically do as a drawing character. So if your thing is drawing and you don't want to do 3D characters, this is going to be a tutorial on that. So for the first step to make this character, you're going to want to draw all the limbs. So you're going to want to draw them in separate paintings. As you can see, I did here. I started a new painting and now I'm proceeding to make the next piece of the leg. And then after that, I'm going to make the actual foot, which will be a new painting. So as many pieces as your character is going to have, depending if it's human or not, you're going to have to separate all those pieces that you want to be able to move and animate. So yeah, I'm drawing all these pieces here. I'm actually decorating my character. Now my character's not going to have any color to it. At this point, you actually want to color your character and make him look how you want. The next step is actually adding physical pieces to all the separate body parts, all the limbs that are going to connect with joints. So I'm making a little sculpt here, and I'm going to reduce the detail all the way because this is going to be something that you're going to make invisible and uncollidable. So go ahead and make that invisible and uncollidable. Now, for the sake of the video, I didn't do that so that way you guys can see clearly what I'm doing, but I will end up doing that in the future. So as you can see, for every piece of the body, I'm adding one of these little squares. So keep in mind that while I'm doing all of this, everything is within a group. So like, I'm not gonna have to group this up afterwards. So if you haven't grouped this up, make sure you group it up. Now within the group, I'm actually grouping up all the body pieces to its corresponding square. So as you can see, the chest to the square, the pelvis to the square, and that's just so that way you know, you have separate body parts. So as you can see, test them out, make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be, and as you can see, everything is where it's supposed to be. The neck piece with the neck piece, all that stuff. So then we'll go back after testing, and then we'll start connecting the ball joints. Now the ball joints don't actually have to be on the square. Like, you have to initially put it on the square, my goodness, and then after that you can move the ball joint wherever the heck you want. So that yellow piece doesn't have to be on the square after you've already done it. And you're actually going to see a good example of me doing that very soon. So as you can see right here, we're actually moving the little pink piece, which is going to be the rotation area, to wherever location we want the rotation to happen. So as you can see, the yellow ball joint is not on the square, and it's still valid. It's still going to work. So I'm moving the pink joints to wherever I want rotation for the next piece that it's connected to. So go ahead and organize all your pink pieces where you want rotation. So the rotation of the head right there, and then the rotation of the leg right here. And as you can see, the yellow piece is not on the square, and it's okay. So of course, now I'm testing, I'm making sure that everything is movable, everything is doing what it's supposed to do, and I'm happy with the results. I'm just gonna flip that hand real quick. There we go. And now after this, we're gonna go ahead and make all of these invisible, which you guys hopefully already did. If you didn't, you're gonna have to go through each group and make them invisible and uncollidable. So I'm doing that here. Okay, so the next step is we're gonna go into the puppet here, and we're gonna go ahead and delete the puppet. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of this group that I put it in the beginning, which you guys didn't really see, but I told you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on the whole thing, ungroup it, and then I'm gonna flip it over there that way, so that way whenever it's turning, it's pointing in the right direction. So now there's this little remote gadget that I made. It just has all these transmitters already in stock for me, but you guys can do the whole little logic thing there however you want. I like using transmitters. So right here I did the idle animation, so that way my little 2D character has an idle animation. because if you don't have an idle animation, your character's just gonna fall everywhere. It's not gonna have an animation. So now I'm taking advantage of my little remote gadget that I made, and I'm just going for the L3 local. We're gonna go ahead and instead of using the splitter, which you're seeing me use here, we're gonna use a combiner, and you're gonna put it to the bottom combiner one. So you see where the y-axis is at, you're gonna do that on the combiner. You're gonna put it in that layer. You're gonna connect the L3 to that. You're actually gonna see it later in the video. You're gonna see it connected to the right one, because if you don't do that, your character's not gonna move when you try to move it. So make sure you're copying everything I'm doing here. So right here, I have the little end thing, which is going to create positive outputs. And then I'm just making sure that this is set to 0.40, not 40%, 0.40. Make sure it's there. And then we're just going to go ahead and make that top one less than, and then the one on the bottom is going to be more than. And that other one that's more than is going to be for the walk animation. So over here, I put a little chip in the idle animation. I put a little tag, and I'm just gonna turn down the walk. Anything that makes him move forward, I'm lowering that down to 0. And now here's the walk animation. Well, this one's the run animation. I actually did the run animation first. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect this chip right here to the run animation. So just copy what I'm doing here. So we're gonna actually connect that to the speed of the playhead. So there you go. And now we're copying it again, and now I'm actually gonna make the walk animation. The run one's at the bottom now, and then of course the duplicate of the run one's in the middle, which is gonna become the walk animation. Okay, so we're moving this back because I'm actually going to use an exclusive gate. As you guys can see here, you're going to label it whatever you want. I'm naming it move animation action, and then I'm going to set the run one to 15. We're also going to get some notes, so just connect this to that, connect that to that, and then make sure that you push these back for some space and some clarity. We're going to grab this note right here, take that output, put it in there, and it's just going to allow us to turn off the note and just control everything. So then we're going to grab the exclusive gate and turn off the note that way. Nice and easy. Now we're going to set this to 0.75. Now for the 0.40 one in the walk, make sure you change that to 0.35. Don't change the idle one. Make sure the idle one is 0.40, because if you leave it at 0.40, you're gonna have a little issue where you're actually kind of getting a little glitches going in there where the animation's not happening at the same time. So do 0.35. So as you can see over here, I'm just fixing up the animations, making sure they're the right speed. Now over here, I put a chip inside of the walk animation, and all I'm doing is lowering the speed for that to 2.5. Whenever I'm running, I'm going to be running at a speed of 6, but whenever I'm walking, I'm going to be running at a speed of 2.5. So as you can see, when I walk slow, and then when I run fast. Now, if you guys need to go back in the video or whatever, I know I'm going a little bit quick here. I'm just trying to make this video not too long for you guys, but if you guys need to go back and slow anything down, go ahead and do that. Now guys, I went ahead and made some walls with Grid Snap, and with these walls, they're just my guide to make some straight stages. And all I did was draw a stage, and then I went into the sculpt, and then I actually just started just drawing barriers to my drawings. So as you can see, I'm just following the outline of what I drew, and literally all I'm gonna do is extend it so that it becomes a platform that I could walk on. And then I'm gonna push it all a little bit back into the drawing, so that way, you know what I mean, like it's a little bit easier to set up in the stage. So as you can see, I pushed it back into the drawing a little bit, and now I'm gonna go ahead and make it so that all that stuff is invisible. And then I'm gonna bring it down to my character over here. so that way he could walk in the stage. And now I could delete that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and turn all the backgrounds invisible, and then I'm gonna go ahead and off camera I'm gonna color up the stage a little bit. I did a pretty decent but bad job at it, but I did capture a little style with it, so I liked it. So now the final thing I'm doing for the character is just adding some night sounds, just so that way things sound a lot better. So as you can see, I'm just adding it over here to the run animation, and then once I do that, I'm gonna add it to the walk animation as well, just so that way we have a really nice vibe, because once you add sound, like, everything just feels a lot more alive. So there we go. Now we could go ahead and walk along with our guy, and as you can see, the colored background looks pretty nice. And now if you want some instantaneous turning, I put 10,000 but the maximum is 5,000, and as you can see, you get some instantaneous turning. Now for me personally, I don't really like it that much. I prefer the 2,000. I feel like it looks a lot better. I kind of like that Paper Mario vibe where it just kind of turns a little bit slow but not too slow. So this one right here is definitely the one for me, as you can see. So that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for the video. That's how you make a 2D video game right there. Now I'm pretty sure, and I'm not 1000%, but I think there's a way to make it so that the world, it looks flat on the camera. I'm not 100% about that, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think there's a way to do it, but I honestly forgot how to do it. I think I've done it before, but what I'm basically saying is how, you know how you play in a 3D realm? Well, I think there's like a way to make the camera 2D so that everything looks like it's 2D. But basically this is how you do it. Even in the 3D realm, it looks pretty awesome, I ain't gonna lie. So all you really have to do is make backgrounds, and of course make the foreground more colorful. If you make the background, make it a little bit darker and more shady, so that way people don't confuse it with the foreground, because it's all going to be a drawing. So make sure that the foreground is popping out a lot more and is way more obvious, because I've played a lot of 2D games that, you know, you don't know what's the background and what's the foreground. So make sure that there's a complete distinguishment from the background to the foreground. But yeah guys, that's basically how you make a 2D character. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. It took a lot of work making this guy, believe it or not. I know I compacted this into one clip, but it was a 2-hour like clip that I had going there, and I had to condense it into this. So I'm sorry that everything's a little fast. I tried showing you guys everything, and of course I feel like I succeeded here. Of course you guys are gonna have to pause the video and build it as you go, but pretty simple character, pretty simple concept. Now of course, if you want more tutorials with this character, I do have them in the files. I could show you guys how to make some swords and some attacks and stuff, and you know, do some animations for that. If you guys want me to get more in depth into the animation side of it, I could show you guys that, because that's the part that takes the longest. That's what really took up a lot of time, was animating him. But to be honest, he's a lot easier to animate than say a 3D character, but not too much easier, but still a decent amount easier. So yeah, I do gotta say, pretty fun, pretty nice style. I really like the whole vibe of the 2D-ness. I like the drawing, it looks very crafty and beautiful. So you know what I mean, if this is something that you want to make, here's the idea. Make something special, make something awesome. And yeah, with that, I'm pretty much done with the video. I mean, if you guys have any ideas of certain things that you want made, if there's any tutorials that you guys may want, comment it down below. I may select out of any of those and actually make something. Of course, I'll let you know in the comments if I do select yours for a creation. And of course, I'll upload the video, so stay subscribed so that way you can actually see if I upload the video. And of course, it helps out my channel if you leave a like, and of course if you comment, it shows feedback and it will boost my channel a little bit more so that more people could come along. And of course, that's all fuel and motivation to make more Dreams videos. God knows we need them. because in all honesty, Dreams is pretty low. But you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to be that guy that helps you guys get your games started. So that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you for watching. This was a pretty fun video to make, you know what I mean? I've never made a 2D style like this, so I'm very happy with the results here. And yeah, that's gonna end it. Peace out.